The lightning's pretty strong, but it still was 0% chance of rain when I checked it. I know. Opening up your stress thing.
You know those front doors, they've got the swipe thing on it, but the doors are locked. I don't have a clock in here, do we?
You're on your mind.
We don't have a clock in here. Oh, yeah.
It is 7 o'clock, and I would like to call this meeting to order. Would you all please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance, and then remain standing for a moment of silence, please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. My name is Don Lips, the current president of the Martinsville School Board. To my left is Heather Staggs, the vice president. To her left is Jackie Deckard, secretary. To her left is Michelle Ball, board member. And to her left is Matt Hankins, board member. To my right is our interim superintendent, Dr. William Roberson. And to his right is our assistant to the superintendent, Mrs. Susie Lips. On behalf of the board and the administrative team, I would like to welcome everybody here this evening and thank you for braving the elements outside and attending tonight's board meeting and showing an interest in our school district. This meeting is a meeting of the school board in public for the purpose of conducting the school district's business, and is not to be considered a public community meeting. Opportunities for participation will be permitted in accordance with policy B250. I would like to remind everyone that 48 hours prior to our meetings, all meeting documents are now posted on our website for you to view in advance of the meeting. The first thing on our agenda this evening is district recognitions, and this time I'd like to introduce again Mrs. Lips to introduce our honorees.
Good evening. We are proud to announce that Martinsville High School is partnering with Habitat for Humanity for a build during the 2022-2023 school year. In our effort to teach students servant leadership skills, we believe the students' involvement in next year's project is fundamental to their future contributions to our community. Tonight, please welcome Brian Duggar from Martinsville High School, Ann McGowan from Habitat for Humanity. They are here to talk about the build and the students' participation. Thank you.
Thank you guys for the opportunity to come and share this relationship we've started with Habitat for Humanity. This is a great opportunity for our students, as Ms. Lips just talked about. One of the neat things we talked about in our first meeting was just the opportunity for service, our kids to give back to the community, and something that they can leave a legacy that they can be proud of year after year. And hopefully this is a relationship that we're able to grow and become kind of a tradition at the high school that our kids will look back on and really learn from the experience, but also see the value that they have here in our community. So we've got a great team here we're going to introduce. These kids have been working hard and having lots of meetings to start planning this project. I'm going to introduce Ann, and Ann's going to kind of talk about the Habitat side of it and what they do, and just the overall process of everything.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity to do this, number one, and to speak to the board and let the community know what's going on. I think it's really exciting. For me, it's been exciting, and I think it's a triple win. And our executive director for Habitat couldn't be here because he was sick, but he always likes to have twofers or threefers. In other words, 2 for 1, 3 for 1. And here's a 3 for 1. It's a win for Habitat because we have a new exciting source of volunteers to help us build. A lot of our heroes, I call them the heroes at Habitat, that lead the teams to build, we're getting a little long in the tooth, and it'd be nice to have some young people out there helping with the build. It's a win for the students because they get to experience leadership in a number of different ways, as well as learning some life skills by working on the house. It's a win for the community because we have something to really be proud of. These kids are going to end up with a house at the end. And everyone, the community, the students, the faculty, everyone is invited to participate and can in some way. But for our partner family, it's a home run. And that's pun intended, because they will have a home at the end of this. This is going to be a house that they will live in. Habitat does not give away houses. Some people think that's the case. It's not. We have a partner family, and that partner family works with Habitat and puts sweat equity in by building on the house prior to their house being built, and they build on their house. So our teams that go out there from the high school will get to meet the homeowner, will work alongside with the homeowner, and that person at the end of the bill will have a house. They'll have a mortgage, but it'll be at an affordable rate. The house will be on Buffalo Trail, which is off of 67 on the way to Paragon. So it will be a family that is in our school district. And it's my understanding they have a student in our high school. I wanted you to know that this will be the 54th house built through Morgan County's Habitat for Humanity. A lot of people really don't know. They hear about Habitat, but there's been 54 homes built in our county as a result of the volunteer efforts of people. And I'm so excited that we have the students that are going to participate this year. We have a leadership committee that has already been formed. We're starting to get other people that are interested. And any of you that are interested or have students that would be interested, there will be a role for everyone. If they want to participate, we will find something that they can participate in. So right now I'd like to have my committee leaders come up here, and they want to introduce themselves. If we can start with Maggie, because she's going to present our logo.
Hi, I'm Maggie Watkins, and I am the team build coordinator for Habitat for Humanity for this build. And sadly, my colleague Mackenzie Maxwell is not here. She is a new member of the Habitat Board. And through our school, we have created a logo that will go on our shirts that everybody involved with the build that will receive, that has our Build It Well for Martinsville. And so they're going to be on a red shirt. And we're very excited for this opportunity, and we thank you all so much for letting us be able to be a part of this, and we are really excited to see what we're going to be able to do and who we're going to be able to get involved. So thank you.
Hi, I'm AJ Harmon. My role on the Habitat Board is recruiting people to come out, to join the board, to help out with the build, and to help out in other community events that we have.
Hi, I'm Claire Miles, and I am the lunch coordinator.
Hi, I'm Maria Strimming, and I am on the PR. I am head of PR. Sorry. Hi, I'm Eliza Osler. I'm the fundraising coordinator.
I'm Patrick McGowan, and I'm the Instagram account manager.
So let me just wrap up by saying, I've got a note here because I wanted to make sure I said this. I invite every one of you to participate in some way. I see Krista Matthews out there. She's with the National Honor Society at the middle school, and she's already indicated some interest in getting those students involved. You have to be 16 to actually build, but you don't have to be 16 to do a lunch or do landscaping or help out in some other way. And I would be remiss if I didn't thank the faculty and staff from Martinsville High School for the efforts they put in so far and the ensuing progress that we're going to make on this project. So last thing, look for our booth at the Morgan County Fair. You'll have opportunities to sign up and see what all's going on. And I'll ask the board, invite us back sometime in fall and hear how our progress is going.
Thank you.
Block us out.
No, I'm fine.
Block us out. That's okay. You're okay. You're good.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Last week, the district announced the winners that were selected by the employees of the Metropolitan School District of Martinsville as outstanding teacher, outstanding administrator, and outstanding support staff member for 2021-2022 school year. This award is a great honor that those selected are most deserving. Through their efforts and contributions, they have made a positive impact on the students, staff, and the Martinsville school community. At this time, we want to recognize those who were chosen by their peers. Please come forward when we call your name, and you'll just stand up in front of the board, and we'll get a picture. We want to recognize first the outstanding teachers, elementary, Wynn Deckard and Corey Flannery. Intermediate school, Stephanie Johnson. Middle School, Krista Matthews. And high school, Shannon Adams and Carrie Randall. Thank you. Outstanding support staff members for the district, Teresa Ely. Kibra Fisher. And Bethany Willard. Thank you. Outstanding administrators, Brandy Hammonds. And daughter. Melody Meyer. And Jennifer Tier. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Lips, and congratulations to all of our winners. We have an outstanding group of employees here in our district, and for you to be selected by your peers is a wonderful accomplishment. So again, congratulations. At this time, that concludes our recognition part of the board meeting here this evening. So we're going to take a pause here and give those of you that are part of this recognition an exit plan here. So if you would like to stay for our meeting, we'd love to have you stay for the meeting. However, if you want to take a couple minutes here and exit, now's the time to do it. Congratulations. That's okay. It's good. We like it. That's good.
Bye, Brandy.
Okay, next on the agenda is public comments regarding agenda items. Courtney, do we have anyone sign up? Okay.
Well, I see the school bus drivers, Bill Mitchell, bus driver, doesn't get any applause or recognition for being school bus drivers, for about 75 or 80 bus drivers. We need a little help. At West Middle of a morning, at 6:45 to 7:10, we've got over 55 or 60 buses sitting back there with students on them, and we got nobody at Wooden to come out and help us. A nurse, and nobody's on staff. We have trouble with kids getting sick. We call for help. We have to call transportation office. They have to call the West Middle, or Wooden, sorry, to get help. Now then, last week we had a child got sick. Phil Kurt took initiative to having that bus to move up front in line behind the handicap buses behind Wooden. Now that to me is a very bad public safety thing. It's not getting taken care of. We also have another problem. I drive a school bus, sat there beside door 22 and 23 every morning. 23 door is never secured. Kids get out of the car, walk right into the school building. Everybody out front still sitting, waiting to go in the building. Another security leak. So that would be my two things for you guys to do. And I want to give a little recognition to these guys that you guys didn't hear to mention. Dennis Mills, Brian Marshall, Eric Lindy, Julie Buckley, Phil Kurt, Lisa Helms. Now, these guys are what made us go this year. A lot of times you guys don't realize it. We didn't have anybody to take care of the other buses because all of them was driving school buses to get you guys, kids to school. And if the other bus drivers had a wreck or something like that, we had no help from the school because everybody was driving buses. So we was going to have to call the cops or the police to get somebody out there to take care of us on these roads because we didn't have any extra drivers, because the drivers was filling the position in to make it look good for the staff, the leading staff of the schools. And then another thing, while I'm on the agenda, and the old bus barn down there was built in 1987. It's never been upkept. If you come off of 69 now on the northbound of Morton Lane there, you look at the bus barn, you can't, it's an old barn sitting over there. You can't even recognize what it is. There's no lettering on it, no nothing. I mean, we got a nice shiny school bus out there, but you don't know what that building's for. Not been anything done to it for almost 40 years. So anyway, that's my ideal about stuff. That the bus barn and the bus employees do a great, tremendous job, but we're never honored. And in a matter of fact, this year I took a fight one day with a girl on the bus. I took a cussing not 2 months ago from a girl using the F word and everything else on me. And I never heard anything back because Dennis does not give disciplinary stuff out anymore. It comes out of the high school. So I called the high school twice. One on the fight and one on the cussing. And you think I got a return phone call? No. I'm like all the other bus drivers. We're not appreciated for what we do. We don't know what we're getting into, and mental health is so bad anymore. We don't know what we're going into the next morning. We pick up that child, what we're going to meet with the parents or what, because we don't know what the school put out for disciplinary. So, board members, there's you are. Oh, one more thing. I see where Marion County now is starting to raise the bus drivers up to $148 a day for 5 hours a day. And we're doing the same thing that you guys done with school teachers years ago when you couldn't find teachers. You raised the salary up. I suggest you follow for the bus drivers. Thank you.
Anyone else, Courtney? Okay, next on the agenda is the consent agenda, and the board members get packets 7 days in advance of the meeting, so we have plenty of time to take a look at everything that's in the agenda. The consent agenda includes payroll claims, the payroll report, budgetary claims, the certified and non-certified personnel report. So at this time, I would like to ask for a motion to accept the consent agenda as presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the consent agenda.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. All in favor of accepting the consent agenda signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. At this time, I would like to make an introduction, please. This was part of our consent agenda. Our new principal at Martinsville High School, beginning this next school year, is in attendance here this evening. So we would like to recognize him and also introduce him. So Mr. Jeff Bell, if you would, please stand up and come forward, please. Mr. Bell, again, is our new high school principal. Jeff is a 1985 Martinsville High School graduate. He has been the principal at Clay City Senior and Junior High School in Clay City, Indiana since 2005. He is trained and licensed as a school safety specialist with FEMA certification by the Indiana Department of Education. And he is a certified, he is certified as an ALICE training instructor. Mr. Bell believes in the one heartbeat culture of a school. By serving as Martinsville High School's principal, he wants to give back to the community where he is proud to say it is his home. So Mr. Bell, welcome, and we look forward to working with you. At this time, Mrs. Lips has a little presentation for you. We got to get you some artesian gear. We know you probably have some left over from your high school days, but we're not sure. We're not sure.
Gold football pants. Thank you. I want everyone to know I'm looking forward to it. I appreciate the opportunity and the honor to serve. And kind of my MO right now is what hits me. I was very lucky to grow up when I grew up and where I grew up and who I grew up with. And I want to give back to the community and the school so that the kids going through, like AJ and everybody now, can say that years from now. Because I was very fortunate. I'm looking forward to giving back both barrels, and I appreciate the honor and the opportunity. Thank you,
Mr. Bell. Dr. Roberson, field trips?
Yes, we have one. Martinsville High School cheer squads would like to attend NCA camp at Ball State University from July 11 to July 14. There'll be 29 cheerleaders and they'll be chaperoned. We would recommend approval.
Okay. This time I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the field trip for cheer camp, Ball State University.
I'll make a motion that we accept the field trip for the cheerleaders to Ball State.
Second that.
Okay, motion has been made and seconded. Anyone have any questions or any comments? Okay, all in favor of approving the cheerleading overnight trip to Ball State signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Mrs. Lips, curriculum report.
Good evening, everyone. Earlier this school year, Martinsville purchased 2 new Spirit buses for students. One arrived last week. On Monday, the Martinsville High School Unified Track Team was the first to ride the bus. While Bell Intermediate Academy's honor students, the Martinsville High School girls tennis team for sectional, and a class from John R. Wooden Middle School have all enjoyed trips this week on the new school bus. Here to give all us the information about our new bus is Curlin bus representative, Mr. Dave Dorsett. Please welcome Dave.
Thank you. Most generally, we do our sales pitch prior and we sell you on the bus. So this is a little out of the ordinary for us, but it's very welcoming for us as Curlin Bus Sales. This is a project that included 2 buses, and I want to apologize from Curlin Bus Sales as well as Thomas Built Buses. We have faced many pandemic delays on production, materials, parts, so on and so forth. So we were able to take 3 of our stock buses this year and bump them out of production line to bump the Martinsville bus in. Being a Martinsville person, I kind of helped with that process. So we was able to deliver our first bus last week, as Mrs. Lips stated. The second bus, for an update, is built. It has a few missing parts. It is waiting for those missing parts to come in, be produced, and then we will move it into the paint and graphics as well as the accessories that go on that bus. My anticipation is a month to midsummer. We are not allowed to give out dates. They won't give us dates from the production line. So that's kind of bringing you up to speed. I know Mr. Lips asked me to give an update on that second bus. We can't wait to get that here as well. A little bit about Curlin Bus Sales. We've been in business 60 years as a consecutive Thomas-built bus dealer. We're located in Silver Lake, Indiana. Everything that's done on the bus that you have purchased is a United States product from High Point, North Carolina. We are the oldest Thomas-built bus dealer in the country, and that is very exciting to us to be able to share and partner with Martinsville schools to purchase those two buses. Those two buses are MFSABs, multifunctioning school activity buses. A lot of people label them as team buses for sports only. They are not for sports only. As Mrs. Lips shows you in the picture, this bus is used for multiple different events, different students, different faculty, different people that can travel on it. And our buses are equipped with all safety features, just like a regular school bus. It comes out of the factory white. We then transform it into what you see on the screen. The bus is one of the safest means of transportation in the country and in the world. Not only our bus, but any school bus that's out there. That being said, with all the accessories, the paint, the graphics, the bells, and the whistles, your bus is not only the safest vehicle, but this bus was ranked the top 5, and the number 1 has not been picked yet, but that bus is ranked the number 1 in my opinion, but it's in the top 5 in the country as of today. I can tell you in the Midwest, there's no bus around that's like it, and we developed over 33 of these in the state of Indiana, and nobody touches this one. So it's something to be very proud of. I commend all of you for putting the efforts toward this. These things are not inexpensive. It costs money to make these things happen, but what a positive thing for our students to be able to ride on. As I said, this bus is capable and is transporting all facets of students to all facets of events. It's a moving billboard for the community of Martinsville. It's a moving billboard for the Martinsville School District. It's a moving billboard for our students. It represents not just in here. I've had probably a dozen phone calls about what in the world is Martinsville doing. I told Mr. Lips this morning. A person said Martinsville finally did something right. Yeah, great comment, but we did. And we've done many, many things right. And I commend you for this bus. The best part of this bus is the safety features. The best part of this bus is the advertisement and the pride and the joy that our students get by riding it. And I can't tell you, when I first got into this business, it's a school bus. We transport kids back and forth. This bus transports the most precious cargo in the world. It's not your UPS package, it's not your Amazon package, it's your kids, it's your students, it's your athletes, it's your faculty. And we take very, very, very high pride in supplying you with this bus. And I'm going to end with this. Last week, when we delivered this bus, and as I coach for Martinsville High School, that's no secret. My basketball players, the football players, the track, the unified track, the golf, the teachers, the administrators, the school board, Dr. Roberson for getting this project done. The smiles were all over the place, over the top. And that means a lot to us as a manufacturer of a school bus. And at the end of the day, to see those smiles on those kids' faces in this bus is priceless. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Dorset.
Thank you very much, Mr. Dorset. Open enrollment for Martinsville began February 1st. Open enrollment is the time period that parents in our district and from other districts can enroll their children in Martinsville schools for next school year. While working to grow our programming, improve test scores, and provide a sense of belonging, we will continue to celebrate our students' successes as part of our Artesian campaign to boost enrollment. Graduation for the class of 2022. This is the pinnacle event for Martinsville School this year. It's scheduled for May 27th at 7 p.m. at Martinsville High School. Well, Wednesdays. At the February 2022 school board meeting, the board voted unanimously to allow the district to begin the state's application process for including professional development within the school schedule for next school year. To seek parent and staff input, the district issued a survey to all parents and staff on Tuesday, March 1st. As an update, the general application has been submitted by the district requesting that Martinsville schools use a late arrival format to include professional learning community work for teachers on Wednesday mornings. The state reached out to us this week asking for some scope and sequence type questions about our plan. Once the state approves or denies the requests, the specifics of our district's proposal can be solidified. Bully prevention data. As always, a hot topic in schools throughout the nation is bullying. To educate about bullying prevention in Martinsville, every staff member annually participates in anti-bullying training, and our schools provide guest speakers with an anti-bully message for students and staff. Along with activities that teach respect and conflict resolution, the district uses school counselors, social workers, Susie's Place, a body safety program, and the Character Counts program to educate students about bully prevention. We will continue to pursue bully prevention education in a more emphasized form in the future. HYPE, Helping Your Personal Environment program. Beginning August at Bell Intermediate Academy, an early intervention program, HYPE, Helping Your Personal Environment, will target 35 at-risk students to instill life skills. The HYPE Adventure Program is an outreach program designed to instill not only life skills, but to improve attendance, grades, work ethic, increase school involvement, and help make students happier and healthier. The vision is for our students to gain a sense of belonging and a sense of community so that they will ultimately be more engaged at school, demonstrate more positivity, and enjoy those improved results. Bell Intermediate Academy will be partnering with Bradford Woods, the Martinsville High School student ambassadors, and guest speakers from the community to help facilitate this programming. Communication. Maintaining a sense of community by providing important information and celebrating students and programming has been our goal this year. We are using Artie Stories, their newsletters, social media, weekly scoop messages via Skyward email, weekend recap, their video clips, and other features on our website to share school news. Working with parents, we have included tabs on the front page of our district website that are direct links to items that parents and families are most interested in accessing. Items such as student handbooks, student fees, and calendars. My favorite aspect of the website right now is the big pictures that troll across the front of happy students from all the schools. Childcare, if you were here last month, you realize we were in the middle of Childcare Gate, and as an update to that, on May 12th, the school board and Artesians Childcare signed a contract to continue their partnership. The board members believe providing a facility to accommodate childcare for families in Martinsville is an opportunity for the district to continue to serve as a good community neighbor. Priorities that leaders, teachers, staff, parents, and community value in the MSD of Martinsville are providing a culture of respect, maintaining a sense of community, modeling transparency, providing accountability, acknowledging concerns, listening, demonstrating good communication, providing accessibility to policies and procedures, teaching leadership skills to students, providing a servant, kindness first culture. In concluding tonight, I'd like to give some staff shout outs. Our shout outs go at the end of the year to everyone: teachers, instructional aid, cafeteria workers, maintenance staff, transportation staff, administrators, other people that work for the district, school board members. We'd like to thank you for your involvement, for students, for programming, and we want to hope that you're back next year to carry on the successes and to see even more. Student shout outs: the John R. Wooden Middle School 7th and 8th graders who earned all A's this school year. Student shout outs also go to Martinsville High School athletes for being recognized for outstanding sportsmanship for the 2021-2022 school year. Martinsville High School student ambassadors for accepting the partnership and the invitation to participate with the new HYPE outreach program at Bell Intermediate Academy. The Martinsville High School softball player Ella Whitney for being selected as an Indiana High School Athlete of the Week nominee. Bell Intermediate Academy 5th grade Quincy Jordan, who was selected to participate in the National Youth Leadership Forum Pathways to STEM. Junior and senior students, parents who work to provide an outstanding post-prom for the students. Martinsville High School girls track team for placing second at the sectional in Bloomington this week. All the students and staff members for helping stock churches and mission with boxes and bags of cereal for distribution throughout the summer months. And a good luck shout out to Wooden Middle School 8th grader Abram Pauley, who will be competing in the Scripps National Spelling Bee in Washington, D.C. this summer. And a special shout out to the graduating class of 2022. Congratulations. On your screens, you will see that 6 of our schools were recognized with distinguished recognition from Project Lead the Way. That is a state recognition that was advertised as of yesterday, so we're just getting that information out on social media. We want to recognize those schools and congratulate them. Thank you very much. Thanks for attending tonight. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to talk to you afterwards. Thank you.
Okay, next on the agenda, we'll move to the action items. Dr. Roberson.
Okay, 2022 Education Foundation grants. We have 6 grants that are fully funded. 5 are partially funded for a total of $5,627.42. Recommend approving, accepting those grants.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the Educational Foundation grants.
I'll make a motion to approve the 22 Education Foundation grants.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Anyone have any questions or any comments?
I do, thank you. On one of the things that was being submitted to the Education Foundation grant, the majority of them were for students, and I just have an issue with one. It's our home team for the yard signs and to increase enrollment. It's to offer stipends to those for going out and getting students to enroll in our school, which I thought the IDOE frowned upon that at one time. Also, I'm still an advocate for we have the greatest marketing tool that we could possibly have, and that's our students. When we've invested everything into them, they are the biggest selling market that we have. Their success, there's no doubt we have the biggest cheerleader of Martinsville. I've always said that, and that is Susie Lips. There's no one that does not cheer and put the good stuff out there about our school. I will not go against that, but I just don't see yard signs, the numbers of the students. It wasn't that long ago that many people had a sign in their yard, and if you didn't pay attention to the big letters, but the small letters, it was hashtag, our kids aren't numbers. we just need to concentrate on the kids that we have. Let them show the world how awesome they are by preparing them for the second phase of their life, college, careers. That is our selling point. I believe a parent knows what's best for their child. I think they'll make the right decision for their child. If they want to talk to anybody about coming to Martinsville, there's tons of us to talk to, thousands if you look at our students. I don't know why there has been such a huge emphasis on that enrollment numbers, especially with the negativity it's hit in the past. Because it does seem like the kids are just numbers. And I don't understand that particular grant and what it is to do.
I can talk to that, Michelle. I'm part of the Education Foundation, but Lisa O'Neill is the president, and both Courtney Van Deventer and I submitted our home team grant in good faith, and there is no, if you read it correctly, I think there's nothing in there about stipends. That's not part of it. It's about materials to give to students, backpacks, pencils, pencil holders, papers, folders, those kinds of things that students that sit in our community. We have many homes where we have families that live in Martinsville, but they don't go to our school. They're not enrolled. And they're not enrolled, maybe they're on homeschool, maybe they're enrolled with another district. But, you know, obviously, we believe our home team, our Martinsville schools, can offer them what maybe another school cannot. If that's not the case, so be it. But when we go door to door, or when we talk to people out at Walmart, when we have the Stuff the Bus, and at the Morgan County Fair, we want to be able to give supplies to students who need those supplies. So this grant was about the students. It was about giving to students who need supplies, who need those things to feel comfortable to be enrolled in our school. And we plan to be at the Morgan County Fair and various places throughout the community during the year, so that we can answer questions and help them enroll. And students are not numbers. Students are people, and every student has a different need, and we believe Martinsville Schools has something for everyone. We have alternative education, we have Indiana Online, we have Apex, we have pre-engineering, we have Project Lead the Way. All of our elementary schools have a different curricular focus, and we do that as a district because we're trying to meet the needs of all students, because we know students are not numbers. We want to take care of their needs and their families' needs and go from there. This grant was partially funded, and we feel grateful and happy about that from the Education Foundation. So I want to thank them for sponsoring that, because we think this is a need in our district to give students those supplies. Thank you.
So on that second page, it had the yard signs, but you had $40, and then you had the well on the certain date. So that's not part of this.
Not for adults. This is, everything with that grant is focused on students. And if there's something in there that indicates otherwise, it shouldn't be in there, because everything with this grant, this wasn't our full request, but they were all supplies, all materials, because we know that staff members are willing and volunteering on their own to go door to door. And like you said, the Indiana Department of Ed does not advocate for us to pay people to recruit. We're just offering our services and communicating what we know about Martinsville schools that maybe some of those families don't know. They don't come to board meetings, they don't watch it streamed live, they don't read the materials on the website. So what we have to do is talk to as many people as possible and be out in the public as much as we can. So we're trying to serve the students and serve the community, and this had no connotations and no implications that it was going to be for adults. but thanks for asking.
So what was that page for? I mean, that was a second page, so was it just not supposed to be in
I'll have
our
to look at
packet?
that. I don't know specifically. We'll have to look at it afterwards, but I know this was not approved for anything for adults. That was not the intent.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor of accepting the Educational Foundation grants for 2022 signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign.
Aye.
Motion carries. Dr. R?
Susie, fees.
Martinsville High School, John R. Wooden Middle School, Bell Intermediate Academy, elementary schools have all submitted their fee information to the district. At this time, we are asking for a motion to accept those fees as presented by the schools.
Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the student fees for Martinsville High School, John Wooden Middle School, Bell Intermediate Academy, and the elementary schools.
I'll make a motion to accept the fees for Martinsville High School, John R. Wood Middle School, Bell Intermediate, and all the elementary schools. I'll second.
Motion's been made and seconded. Anyone have any questions or any comments?
I couldn't find last year's, just to dig through. Do you know, is this more or less than the fees last year by chance?
I was not in this position this time last year, so I don't know specifically, but I can do that research and let you know first thing tomorrow.
Okay, because there's just always seems to be a question about this time from parents about, we went one-to-one, we've got the Chromebooks, so I think there's this expectation to see the fees go down, but we're still getting the paper books too, right? Or
Paper, there's a classroom set of books, there's an electronic version of the textbooks, is what most students use on a day-to-day basis, but teachers do have classroom hard copy sets. And yes, we do try to make the fees as minimum as possible for students and families, because we know the situation financially in our world, and it seems like everything's going up except for paychecks. So we are very cognizant of what our students' situations are, and did everything possible to make this fair and equitable for families involved.
Well, I'd just like to add too, Susie, that the fees also are determined by when textbooks are adopted, what softwares are being used per child, per school, so those do vary from year to year, so keep that in mind.
Thank you both.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, motion's been made and seconded to approve the student fees. All in favor of approving student fees for Martinsville High School, John Wooden Middle School, Bell Intermediate, and our elementary schools signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, we have the 2022-2023 school calendar. Changed the student start date from August 10th to August 11th, allowing for an additional day for staff preparation and training. In January 2023, both staff and students resume on January 4th instead of the staff only on January 4th and students on January 5th.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the amended school calendar for 22-23.
Make a motion to approve the 22-23 school calendar. I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Do we have any questions or any comments?
Okay, so did it change again? Because it did change again, so it went back to the kids coming back on the 5th and not the 4th? Or, I'm sorry, right, I said that backwards, I apologize. But, okay, so that was a change.
From the last time that it was approved, yes. This was a suggestion by Superintendent-elect Bolin so that the teachers could have more work days at the front of the school year. And he suggested this at a leadership team meeting and ran it by some of the teachers that he knows. and everyone thought it was a great idea.
But I mean, so the students are coming back a day early on Christmas
After
break.
Christmas.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
Because I thought they were coming on the 4th, not the 5th. I thought that was the change. They were coming back to school on the 4th. Because did we not just say that they were coming back on the 5th?
Everyone's coming back on the 4th on Wednesday.
Okay, thank you.
Any other questions or comments? Okay, all in favor of accepting the 2022-23 amendment to the school calendar signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Is that non-standard course?
Okay, we have a non-standard course request. The purpose, rationale, approximately 9 Martinsville High School juniors will finish up all Martinsville High School math classes that are offered at the end of the 2021-2022 school year. The Martinsville High School Math Department wishes to offer these college-bound seniors a 1-trimester math option so that they are not without math the year prior to starting college. Curriculum will be adjusted moving forward to offer AP Calculus and AP Calculus A, AP Calculus B, followed by AP Calculus B and C. We, at this time, want for a motion or look for a motion to accept this movement.
I move that we approve the non-standard course request.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Anyone have any questions? Okay, all in favor of approving the non-standard course request as presented this evening signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, recommend tabling the handbooks for 2022-2023 for the high school, intermediate academy, and elementary student handbooks.
Does that need to be voted on?
I would think so, to table it, yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to table it.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. Do we have any questions or any comments? Okay, all in favor of tabling the handbooks, student handbooks for the Martinsville High School, Bell Intermediate, and the elementary student handbooks signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries to table.
Special Education Department seeks approval to accept the Part B 611 ARP grant from the Indiana Department of Education. This is a one-time supplemental funding of IDEA Part B 611 for special education. The funds must be used specifically for special education. The funds will be available for the period of July 1, 2021 to September 30, 2023. So recommend approval of that particular award for special education.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the 611 ARP grant for special education.
I'll make the motion to accept the 611 ARP IDEA grant.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded. Do we have any discussion or any questions? All in favor of accepting this grant as presented signify by saying aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, we're seeking approval to accept the REMC Operation Roundup grant in the amount of $1,938 to purchase an AED machine and wall cabinet for the AED machine.
Okay, I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the REMC Operational Roundup grant.
I'll make a motion to approve the REMC grant.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded. Does anyone have any questions or any comments? All in favor of approving the REMC Operational Roundup grant signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
We are asking for approval to declare the following items as salvage. All items currently are stored in buildings at transportation. I think you have a list of all of those.
I have a question about that.
Yeah.
In the past, I know the school district has had auctions with some of the salvaged items. Will we do that again? Or
We can
will
do
we
that.
just- Okay.
We can do that. Do you want any of these items taken out for that, or?
I just didn't know what kind of shape maybe that they were in, so I just wondered
Well,
about that.
if it's
so.
salvaged, they generally are, yeah, we get rid of them.
Great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's okay. Thank you.
I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the request for declaring items as salvage.
I move that we accept the request for declaring items as salvage.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded. Do we have any other questions? All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
We have some donations totaling $5,000. Donation from Joe and Vivian Moran, I hope I didn't pronounce that wrong, to MHS Athletics for $2,000. Donation from MCD Machine to Martinsville High School Dance Marathon for $500. Donation from Delta Theta Tau to MHS Academic Clubs for $500. And a donation from First Insurance Groups to MHS staff for $500. And a donation from Duke Energy to Camp Invention Scholarships for $1,500, totaling $500. Recommend approval.
Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to accept the donations as Dr. R presented.
I'll make a motion to accept the donations as presented before us.
I'll second it.
Motion is made and seconded. Anyone have any questions? All in favor of accepting all these donations signify by saying aye. Aye. All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Thank you, Dr. R. At the completion of our school board's regular business meetings, a visitor who wishes to speak may do so at the discretion of the president. The visitor will be required to state his or her full name and will be given the opportunity to speak using the same guidelines that is used for agenda items, not to exceed 2 minutes for each person. It shall not be permissible to orally present or discuss complaints against individual employees of the MSD of Martinsville at any board of school trustee meeting. Such charges or complaints shall be presented to the Board of School Trustees in writing and shall be signed by the person making the charge or the complaint. Boisterous conduct shall not be permitted at any meeting of the Board of School Trustees, nor will any abusive remarks be tolerated. We appreciate everyone's civility in maintaining a business order. A year ago, this school board changed policy allowing public comments at the end of the meetings on items outside of the school board agenda. We have embraced this opportunity for community members to share their ideas and their concerns. If you want or need to speak to the board longer than 2 minutes, please feel free to connect with us here tonight after the meeting. In an effort to fairly adhere to the 2-minute guideline for all participants, we will present a 2-minute time on the interactive panels that are around in the room. Board members will listen to the speakers during the designated time frame and will not participate in back and forth comments with those speaking. Board follow-up or question answers will be given at the end of the meeting or via phone call or at the beginning of the next meeting. At the conclusion of the designated 2 minutes, speakers will be asked to return to their seats. During our Martinsville School Board meetings, we will demonstrate civility and respect for all views. Anyone like to make a comment?
We received this today for the school system about nepotism and partisanship, and this, I think, falls on the Lipses because the husband,
Excuse me,
wife,
Bill, you can't mention names. You can't direct anything toward any individuals.
Courtney, start the clock, please.
all right. This handout, there's a couple of people on the school board that fall under this and also under the city things. You can't be on two things and get money from both things under direction of a spouse. That's all I've got to say. But I'd like to hear something back at the next school board meeting in open public about the situation. Please. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Shannon.
It's okay. You don't need to. Don't need to.
I apologize, I should have signed it. I'm going to try to go fast. My name is Shannon Adams. I'm speaking on behalf of the post-prom committee. I'm not sure, I know people who have been on a post-prom committee or who have worked it, they understand the scope of how much work it is. I'm really proud of our group this year. We brought in over $12,000 of cash in hand, about $5,000 in gifts in kind, and then an additional, a small portion of the prom ticket did go to help pay for t-shirts. So we brought in over $18,000 to put on post-prom this year. We had over 200 people purchase tickets to spaghetti dinner. We had about 50 people purchase from a 31 fundraiser. We raised over $2,000 just on Facebook apps. We had 55 parents or family members at the event. About 30 of those people were there across almost a 48-hour period. We did have a small break. We put on, I'm biased because I was part of the committee this year, we put on an absolutely amazing post-prom event. We were not short ever of volunteers. We were never short of money. It kept coming in. We were able to add another $1,000 to the starter cash for the post-prom committee for next year, and we have about $1,000 in materials between raffles and sale items to start next year's group. The generosity of our parents, community members, business owners, the kindness that was extended from the MHS staff, administration, custodial who went out of their ways that just had things added. It's unreal in this community. And it's not like that everywhere. And I know it's not like that everywhere because the community around us, just the night before their post-prom, they were only at 25% capacity for volunteers. So we have something good here and we need to make sure we remember that. Thank you.
Thank you. Anyone else? It's okay.
Hi, my name is Jen Knuckles Stafford, and I know I can't mention names, but I just want the world to know that the person who just was talking before me led everything that she just talked about, led that post-prom team, led the fundraising, led the volunteers, and she also got recognized as a Teacher of the Year tonight. So I just want the community to know how much she cares. Why do I do this when I get up and talk? She's awesome. Thank you. I'm glad she teaches our kids.
I would like to add too that she also kind of runs the Our Home Team Committee. So she does a lot. Thank you.
I'm proud to be here. This means something. Thank you. Thank you, Shannon.
Any other comments from the public? Okay, next on the agenda is superintendent comments.
I want to bring the board up to date on the roof bids. You might remember, it's been a while since we talked about that, but there's $950,000 in that general obligation bond. So we are actually taking bids on June 29th at 1 p.m. And then that work will commence this summer. And it's stage 2 of the roof repair replacement. John Elliott thinks we're going to get a lot done out of the $950,000. So stage 3, if we don't get all of it in stage 2, stage 3 is not going to be very big, which is good. And then also just to congratulate the board on hiring Eric Boland as your next superintendent and Jeff Bell as high school principal. I know these folks. It's very important. Those positions are extremely important, and you've hired good people, and that's a thank you. Thank you. That's it.
Okay, thank you, Dr. R. Any school board member comments?
I have some, thank you. Sorry, it is so humid in here. I keep fanning, the air is so thick. I had a few announcements. Tomorrow, Friday, 7 p.m., Powder Puff game. $5 to get in. This is exciting to watch. I plan to be there with my cowbell. So don't sit by me if that's not something you like to hear. So I'll be there supporting the girls as they play football. Powder Puff tomorrow at 7 p.m. On Saturday at 1 p.m., there's a dance. I'm going to call it an exhibition. I'm not sure what the name actually is, but they were honored here, I believe, last month or 2 months ago. They're a phenomenal group to watch. So that's going to be 1 p.m. on Saturday. I wanted to say congratulations to all of our athletes who are advancing to regionals, and good luck to those getting ready to start sectionals. I want to give a very special shout out to a great young man, Thatcher Anderson, who is going to this year's valedictorian. He's a wonderful young man. Also, Maggie Coffey, who is the salutatorian, a wonderful young lady. I'm sure Kyle Stout is beaming right now because both of them represent Smith this year. They both attended, so they can hang their hat on that one. That is a great thing to see. I want to wish all of our retirements just a great rest of whatever it is you have planned. You well deserve it. I hope you enjoy your retirement. Also, and most importantly, as it's been mentioned, the graduation is coming up. I'm so very proud of each and every one of those seniors. I can't wait to see how awesome and how much better you make this world. I'm so very honored and proud to be able to sit up here and make decisions for you. So thank you.
And Dawn, I'd also like to say a huge thank you to everyone at the MSD of Martinsville, particularly a lot of people in this room, though. Our youngest daughter is graduating Saturday from Taylor University, and most of you in this room has touched her life in some fashion, and I thank you, and that's why I serve on this board today. I love this community. I love this school district. I think everyone here does a fabulous job, and she's graduating with honors, and that's because of the foundation she got right here at the MSD of Martinsville, and I'm proud of that, and I'm proud of her and all of you. So thank you. Thank you for a wonderful year, too.
Anyone else?
Yes, I'd like to comment too. Again, congratulations to the valedictorian and the salutatorian. The valedictorian is my great nephew, and I'm very proud of him, and also to Maggie Coffey, the salutatorian. I know both of those children worked very hard in their achievements, and just shows the community how we're all involved.
Thank you, Mr. Higgins. Okay, at this time, I'd like to entertain a motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn.
I'll second that.
Motion's made and seconded. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thanks for attending. Meeting adjourned.